Morning, everyone. So we start with a little tune there. Hello, my name is Lizette Gabriel, and I serve as a librarian within the Business and Economic Department here at the Los Angeles Public Library. Our department provides guidance to entrepreneurs and business owners by offering access to various resources, including databases featuring industry and market reports essential for business planning and research. You can access all of our recommended databases remotely using an LAPL library card. Additionally, we collaborate with partners such as the Small Business Administration, or SBA, to highlight valuable resources for the entrepreneurial community. Did you know that there are nearly 600,000 small manufacturers across the United States? Are you a small business manufacturer looking to start or expand your business? Or perhaps you already operate a manufacturing business and want to boost your inventory, explore export opportunities, or enter new international markets or sell to the federal government. If you are, welcome to today's presentation titled SBA Manufacturing. Today's presenter is Cesar Estrada, Outreach and Marketing Specialist for the Small Business Administration. Before I pass it over to Cesar, a few housekeeping items. If you would like to ask any questions, please sign into your YouTube account to ask a question in the comments section. If you encounter any technical issues, please place them in the comments section and I will try to address them on my end. This program is being recorded and will be available for viewing on the library's YouTube channel at the end of the program. Oh, okay. I think I'm done with my housekeeping items. And now I will pass over the presentation to Cesar.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Cesar Estrada. I am an Outreach and Marketing Specialist for the Small Business Administration. I work out of the Los Angeles District Office. My district office covers 3 counties. We cover Los Angeles County, Santa Barbara County, and Ventura counties. And I want to thank our host, the Los Angeles Public Library, and Ms. Lizette Gabriel for inviting me to have this presentation today. So I am an outreach and marketing specialist. I am not a lender specialist or work with any banks. My goal here is to give you information and talk about features about the SBA's new product, our MARC loans, which stands for Manufacturers Access to Revolving Credit. Now, that being said, let's jump right into it. What is the 7(a) MARC loan? The SBA feels is a game changer for America's growing manufacturers. Did you know the small businesses make up 90% of U.S. manufacturers? The U.S. Small Business Administration's SBA New Manufacturers Access to Revolving MARC Credit Loan Program was built to power their growth, fueling liquidity, flexibility, and innovation to restore America's manufacturing leadership. Now, why do we feel this is different? Why the MARC is different? MARC loans deliver maximum flexibility for small and mid-sized manufacturers and give lenders the ability to create simplified working capital solutions that scale as you grow. With a MARC loan, you can structure loans as a revolving credit line, as a revolving line of credit or term loan, fund short-term working capital from inventory to new contracts, unlock equity in existing facilities or equipment, combine it with other SBA or conventional loans for even greater impact. So with that being said, we're going to go through some slides and I'm going to discuss with you the features and benefits of this program. So this training will cover our MARC loans, manufacturers access to revolving credit, the 7(a) working capital options and product positionings, how they work, and I kind of mentioned how you can put them together along with the MARC loan, MARC program rules. We're not going to cover the examples, and the support that you have through our MARC and SBA working capital programs, which we'll share at the end. Next slide, please. So in summary, the 7(a) MARC loan is a new 7(a) loan delivery program, delivery method that functions structurally like an expanded SBA Express loan with options to support both revolving and term needs. So if you're familiar with the SBA, we have our SBA Express loans and our SBA 7(a) loans. So this MARC loan takes some features on both of them, and we'll discuss it a little bit. To be eligible for MARC loans, small businesses must meet the eligibility requirements in SOP 50.10.8, Section 8, and be engaged in manufacturing businesses, which is The NACE code, so we use our NACE codes for manufacturing, which is the NACE code sections 31, 30, 32, and 33, which we're going to have. We have them, and we're going to cover them at the end of the presentation. Yeah, there's the beginning of them, sector 31 to 33 manufacturing, and discusses all the industries that qualify for the smart loan. Thank you so much for that, Liz. If we can go back to the presentation. So we're going to share that a little bit more. Mortgages are underwritten like standard 7A loans. So again, we took a lot of that 7A, what the SBA did, and to create this smart loan program. Monitoring requirements are similar to an SBA Express loan with a requirement for an annual review, which we'll talk about a little bit of that. So as you can see, the underwriting standards are 7A loans, and the monitoring requirements are similar to the SBA Express loans. Again, they're kind of using both of these and then combine them into a new product. Both of our old programs, the SBA Express loan and the 7A loan. Except as stated otherwise in the appendix, all 7A loan programs requirements apply to MARC loans. So they're using the 7A loan requirements for this MARC loan. PLP, which is our preferred lenders, must process all MARC loan applications using their preferred lender delegated authority. So next slide, please. Next slide, please, Liz. Thank you. So the collateral. So some of these things that you will, terms and conditions for this one, there will be collateral. At a minimum, the lender must place a lien on all assets of the business, including available equipment and real estate. Underwriting. Did we miss a slide there? Which slide is number 4? Okay, yeah, we missed that slide. I'm sorry. I didn't see that come up. So the Marco review the terms and conditions. So the maximum loan amount is $5 million. That's the maximum amount. Let me make sure here. I'm not missing anything. The program started October 1st of 2025. The maximum. So these are the guarantees. If you are familiar with SBA loans, the SBA gives a guarantee to the lending institution, making it easier for them to lend money. So here are the guarantees: 75% for loans greater than $150,000. That's the guarantee. The guarantee is 75%. The guarantee goes up to 85% for loans of $150,000 or less. Procedure requirements for maximum guarantee percentage, loan amounts, and interest rates follow the same procedure requirements for our standard 7A loans and our standard 7A small loans. The use of the proceeds for the MARC loans, proceeds may only be used for working capital needs. Debt refinance is restricted to working capital purposes only, and these lenders will be verifying that. The loan maturity, so the time that you'll be able to have to repay this debt, revolving MARC loans maturity up to 20 years, with 10 years being a revolving credit line, and the last 10 years being a term loan. Lines of credit may have annual maturity, so be aware of that. This is something that you need to, when you're sitting down and you're applying, depending on the lending institution you're going to use, this is something you're going to have to inquire, the annual maturities, what they will be. MARC term loans are up to 10 years. All right. Thank you. Next slide, please. All right. Thank you. The collateral, there will be a collateral that the lender will have to verify. At a minimum, the lender must place a lien on all assets of the business, including available equipment and real estate. During the underwriting, can be used on historical performances on projections, so long as a 1-to-1 debt service coverage is demonstrated within 2 years. So the business does have to show that 1-to-1 debt service coverage, meaning they're going to have to show that they can repay this debt, right? There will be annual reviews required for the revolving loans, similar to our SBA Express loans, as we covered a little bit earlier. Lender fees, in addition to standard fees, as outlined in our SOP 50.10, lenders may charge one of two types of extraordinary service fees on revolving MARC loans. One is a new annual review fee, and the second one is the extraordinary service fees. So depending on lending institutions, they have an option to do this. So depending on the lender that you're going to use, these are questions that you can ask. So the annual review fee, lenders may charge an annual review fee of up to 50 basis points annually, calculated based on the maximum loan amount on revolving MARC loans. The annual review fee may only be charged on revolving facilities. The second one, the extraordinary service fee, when administering the MARC as an asset-based loan, lenders may assess a standard extraordinary service up to 2%. So be aware of that. These are just you need to understand what you're signing and when you're looking at this. So these are questions to be prepared for and understand them. So when you're talking to a lender, okay. Next slide, please. So let me see. Next slide, please. We're going to talk about the working capital product options. So this is just something of a slide of showing you how you can use it in regards to open revolver, fixed asset leverage, borrowing base, or a project. These are some of the different loan types that the SBA has, working capital product options, right? So all of them under our 7A loan program, right? The first one, open revolver, talks about a mark revolving loan with an SBA Express loan, seasonal cap line. So as you can see, different programs from the SBA can be used together to give you more leverage with access to capital. Next slide, please. Again, this is just product positioning, showing you the loan amounts and where they're at. So the SBICs, at the top is the working capital cap lines, I believe, working capital cap lines. And the amount of up to 5 million in loan amounts. Then the mark loan goes up to 2 million and then up to 5 million, depending on the term of revolving and term, fixed term. And then our express loans, which go up to $500,000. Next slide, please. So let's do a little bit more of a review on that mark loan. Next slide, please. So this is just a little mark term loan comparison with a 7A working capital term loan, which we saw above, and then the mark working capital term. Now, they're very similar products, but remember, our mark loans are there for the manufacturers, right? We want to give them a new tool for manufacturers to access revolving credit, which, if you guys are aware of what revolving credit is, almost like it's a credit line. They can use it. They have an amount that they qualify for, maybe let's just say $1 million, right? And they can access it as long as they're paying back down the debt. They can always access it. Basically some of the things that businesses might use it for is, let me see here. Some of the key features is, you want to pay down payroll. You want to pay down, you need to buy some inventory. There's some unexpected fees that are coming through, or some unexpected charges as in the life of the business that could occur. Instead of a regular loan that you take out with a fixed rate and a term limit, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, these are accessible loans that are almost like a credit line, right? It is a credit line. You can access it, and as long as you're paying down the debt, you can have access to more, and you can use it as much as you wanted to use it, right? You can take out $500,000 to cover some unexpected expenses, pay it down. Then you have that line of credit available to you the following months, the following year, and such. So, working capital terminal. Here we go. The loan maturity. The maturity is of 10 years. This is a 10-year loan. With the mark loan, same, the maturity of it's the same with the maturity of 10 years, but it's a revolving credit line if that's what you choose to do with it. Underwriting is basically the same. The collateral is also the same. Well, it's different here in the collateral with the 7A loan compared to the mark. The collateral for the 7A loan is a loan is fully secured if the lender has taken security interest in all available fixed assets of the applicant. Whereas in the mark loan, at a minimum, lender must place a lien on all business assets with exceptions for vehicles and trading assets. The lender fees are very similar. They're the same. It looks like they're the same. And then for the lenders, the preferred lenders, for the 7A must process all 7A loan applications using their preferred lender delegated authority, except when the loan will refinance the lender's same institution debt. And for the mark, the preferred lenders, it's basically the same again. Lenders will, with preferred lender delegated authority, must process all mark loans applications using their preferred lender delegated authority, except when the loan will refinance the lender's same institution debt. So, as you can see, very similar things that they got from the 7A loan with a few things that can help manufacturing. It's intended to help manufacturing companies. Next slide, please. So the maturities, right? The term loan, maximum 10 years for revolving loan. Maximum, it could go up to maximum 20 years, but there's a breakdown for that. The revolving period is maximum 10 years. So that credit line, the access, that I spoke about, can go up to 10 years. After that 10 years is over, then the last 10 years turns over into a term period of 10 more years. So mortgage loans may not revolve for more than 10 years and must be converted to a fully amortizing term loan at the end of the revolving period, similar to as an SBA Express loan. Again, kind of similar to the SBA Express loan. They're using that there again. The revolving mortgage loans must contain a provision that allows the lender to begin amortization of the loan if the borrower does not meet the program requirements contained in paragraph 1. So again, let's review that again. Revolving mortgage loans must contain a provision that allows the lender to begin amortizing the loan if the borrower does not meet the program requirements. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more further, but if the funds are not used for what they're intended to do, then the lending institution can change that revolving line of credit into a term loan right away, or within 90 days, I believe. Next slide, please. So here's the collateral, a little bit talking about more about the collateral. Mortgage loans must be secured by a lien on all assets of the business. This includes title, equipment, and real estate, with the following exceptions. Again, exceptions are vehicles and trading assets. So I think that's very self-explanatory. Next slide, please. Structuring and underwriting, the allowable size for mortgage loans of revolving or term is based upon the debt service coverage ratio of the manufacturer. The borrower the small business must be able to demonstrate the one-to-one debt service coverage on either a historical basis or within 2 years when using projections. So you must be able to demonstrate it. We do have resources to help you do that through our resource partners like the Small Business Development Centers. They can help you get all of these documents together. Debt service is based upon a fully advanced loan amortizing over a maximum of 10 years. Lenders must obtain a current debt schedule to perform the analysis. And our resource partners can help you prepare for all this to apply to the mortgage loans, get ready for our mortgage loans, what we call here at the SBA getting loan ready. Okay? Next slide, please. Some of this underwriting, just going to highlight a couple of the things. Mark underwriting, this is just a brief example. A borrower is seeking $1 million. The mortgage loan is priced at prime plus 1%. So they're giving an example of the prime rate being at 7.5% plus the additional fee of the bank of 1%. It leaves that at 8.5%. The loan will be established as a revolving line of credit that the lender will review and renew annually, and the term out period will be 10 years. So for the first 10 years, it will be a revolving line of credit, and the last 10 years will be a term out period of 10 years. The borrower has another loan with an annual debt service of $60,000. So the debt service for the mortgage loan assumes the current rate of 8.5 at the end of the day, at 10 years, and a 10-year repayment, resulting in an annual debt service of $148,783. Combine the mortgage payment with the $60,000 annual debt service from their other loan, the borrower must have historical or projected of EBITDA of $208,000. And I wanted to just explain to you what that EBIT, if you're not familiar with that, what that is. The EBIT stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So just wanted to give you that. Next slide, please. So this is like after, if you got a loan and you were able to receive one through one of our preferred lenders, the post-closing requirements, the annual review, you got to be aware of that. So for mortgage loan to continue revolving, the lender must perform an annual review, beginning no later than 24 months from the approval. So understand what that means, right? They're going to be reviewing you on a yearly basis. For revolving mortgage loans, lenders must conduct an annual review of business financials for the trailing 12 months to determine if the loan should continue to revolve for an additional year or term out as appropriate. So they're gonna review you. The required loan review may coincide with the lender's annual renewal process for revolving loans. If the conditions for revolving loans are not met, the lender must convert the line of credit into a fully amortizing term loan. So they will stop doing that revolving loan and it'll just term out. Revolving mortgage loans must contain a provision that allows the lender to begin amortizing the loan if the borrower does not meet the program requirements. That means there's certain expenses. If you're going to have that revolving line of credit and you're going to use it, there's certain uses that are only, you can only use it for certain uses, right? If you start buying outside, if you use the money outside of that, for example, if you buy a fixed asset or something not going to do with what it's meant to do, the lenders will see in your annual review, and they will be able to, they will have to change this loan. I want to make you guys aware of that. So they do take those provisions and those precautions. Next slide, please. Annual review. The analysis performed for revolving mark lines of credit must assume full use of the facility and include, again, things that the RSBDCs can help you with. A cash flow analysis to determine adequacy, duration, and dependability of the business cash flow. Owner SBA required guarantee analysis. Documentation of the borrower can support a debt service coverage ratio for at least the 1-to-1 for the full debt service of the business. The calculation for the mark loan portion of the business debt service may be based on the interest-only payments on the mark loan. Very interesting there. Has no bankruptcy filings against the company. Is current. Interest due date has been paid at the time of the review. Is maintaining sufficient loan collateral. So some of the things that you need to understand with those annual reviews. Basically, there cannot be a lot of financial changes in your company while you have these loans. Next slide, please. So this is just another review. I'm not going to go through it entirely. It's the borrower obtained $1 million mark loan at prime rate. The loan was established as a revolving line of credit, and the lender is now performing their annual review to determine if the loan can continue to revolve for another year. The borrower now has 2 loans with a combined annual debt service of $95,000. Okay, so now what are we looking at the end of the review? Well, with the loan in service, the borrowers must maintain that 101 coverage for the loan to continue to revolve. The required debt service for the annual of mark loan is now based on the interest-only payment of the fully advanced line of $85,000. Combining the mark payment with the $95,000 annual debt service from their other 2 loans, the borrowers must have maintained an EBITDA of at least $180,000 for the prior year and for the loan to be renewed for another year. So they will review you. You must meet those standards, that 101 ratio. You must meet all that and cover your other existing loans on top of this loan to continue with another year of this revolving credit line. And again, you will always have access to our counselors, our small business development centers through the life of the loan. With all SBA loan products, that's the wonderful thing that we always have. You just don't access a loan and then, you're on your own. You have counseling and mentoring at all levels at the lifetime of these loans that you can walk in there and they can help you with your balance sheets, financial statements, preparing for these reviews so that you are very well covered when these reviews come. You always have access to the SBA partner network. So connect with the SBA, connect with our partners, get with us so you can, these are the things that are we're already letting you guys know what's going to happen once you receive a loan, and we can prepare you for those annual reviews as well. Our partners and the SBA can help you with that. All right. I wanted to mention that because I always feel like we give you so much information, but you're like, oh, is there any other help that I have access to? You always have access to our counseling. And I want to mention that our counseling and mentoring services are at no cost to you. You have paid them through your federal tax dollars already. This is federal resources that you do not have to pay for our services with our counselors and our mentors at the SBA with our resource partners. They're already funded with your tax dollars, so there's no cost to you to use them, so you can be prepared for this. Next line, please. Term out provision. So the lender may require a mark line of credit to convert to fully amortizing term loan at any point if the lender deems it necessary, right? We talked about this. No further disbursements after a mark loan converts to a term loan. So that's it. That stops that whole revolving credit process. If lender discovers mark loan proceeds were used to acquire fixed assets, I kind of cover that. Lender must refinance the portion of the mark loan used to purchase fixed assets into an appropriate term facility, which may be a 7-8 term loan no later than 90 days after the discovery. So if you take out your line of credit, use the proceeds for something that was not a qualified expense, it will come up on them. They find out about it. They will discover it, and they will turn into a term loan. So be aware of those things. Use the funds for what they're intended for. Next slide, please. And again, the lender fees, they have annual review fees. There's two of them, lender fees in addition to standard fees online in our SOP 5010. Lenders may charge one of two types of extraordinary service fees on revolving mark loans. One is the annual review fee. And next slide, please. The annual review fee, and the other one is called the extraordinary service fee. So I'm not going to cover those because I'm not a bank. I'm not a lender. I work for the SBA. So those are things that I want you to just be aware of. Those things, there's going to be a fee attached, and you should talk to that directly to the bank. There are limits that they can charge, but you need to talk to them exactly and find out what that fee is. Okay, next slide, please. I think that's it. So disbursements, lenders have the flexibility to determine how to control disbursements. Mortgages may be administered as an open line of credit. Controls may include an availability cap lower than the maximum loan amount, which allows a manufacturer to grow into the facility over time. Lenders may also request an increase to mark loans if the annual review supports the higher loan amount. So, you have options. The lender may place additional controls over the disbursements, but these must be documented in the loan agreement. So just make sure that borrowing-based certificates, control payments to suppliers, tiered annual availability, sweep account. So again, all our counseling services are prepared to help you with all these documents and things of that nature. I think that's about it. That covers our presentation. So here's the support system that you have. And of course, I believe we're going to share my contact information. But SBA is here to help with our lenders to support. Here it is, find financing solution on SBA.gov. Civilenos, U.S. Small Business Administration. Learn more. Find working capital assistance online at Finance Managers, U.S. Small Business Administration. Again, I work for the LA District Office. You can contact me directly. If you're viewing this and you're outside of our district office, you can still contact me. I'd be more than happy to answer questions and direct you to my counterparts. We have 68 district offices covering the United States and its territories, and I have no problem helping you locate your local district office and find you some answers to your questions. And now if we can just kind of go to that, the size standards. Yes, thank you. So I just pulled this up. I wanted you guys to share. So if you go to NAICS.org, you will find the whole list of our NAICS codes, but look for section 31 to 33, right, highlighted here. And it will cover all the NAICS codes that are qualified, manufacturing industries that qualify for the smart loan. And here's one thing that I want to mention, that there's two elements to define you as a small business. The size standards, the metrics that are used that you qualify as a small business. One is size standards in millions of dollars, and size standards in number of employees, as you can see on the right-hand side of this page. So for manufacturing, the size stand, the one that is used, the metric that is used here, the size standards for number of employees. So if you have a manufacturing firm and you are, as long as you fit the employee number, you qualify for these mark loans. So the cap is $5 million. So, if you have a big manufacturing company and you feel that, I'm not a small business, it's not about how much money your company is making, the revenue or what have you. It's about a number of employees you are employing. So as long as you fit that site standard, you are considered small business under the Small Business Administration site standards. If you go to, so just to go so on with this, like dog and cat manufacturing, animal food manufacturing. I'm not going to read all of these. Malt manufacturing, wet corn milling, soybean, breakfast cereal manufacturing, beef sugar. So we have a lot of manufacturing companies in Southern California. Next slide on this one, please, Lizette. Frozen fruit, frozen specialty. As you can see, look, the list there's about 3 pages of it. If you go to the next slide, please. So that's page 1, 2, 3, and the next one. I think we have 4 or 5 pages of industries that are covered through this manufacturing one. So if you do not know what your NAICS code is and you want to find out, you can also contact me. I would help you find your NAICS code. But again, you can go to NAICScode.org and you can find your NAICS code. Next slide, please. Glass, cement, concrete block, concrete pipe manufacturing, lime manufacturing, abrasive product manufacturing. Let's go to the secondary smelting and all. So as you can see, I just wanted to share this list with you. I'm not going to go over it entirely, but there's a ton of manufacturing uh, criteria here. So if you're in manufacturing, this product could potentially help you. It's just about getting the facts, talking to our counselors, connecting with our resource partner network, and we will help you. Okay, I think that's it. If we can just go to the last, our last one, the OCA Mark program. What was it? The key features, please. So again, thank you for joining me. I think we've covered a little bit. It's 30 minutes. So just remember the key features for this product. Loan structure may be term loan or revolving loans up to 20 years, 10 years for revolving, 10 years for the term. Revolving loans must convert to a term loan after 10 years. I kind of covered that. Revolving market loans cannot be sold under the secondary market. Good information to know. Loan amounts and SBA guarantee. Here's one. The maximum loan amount is up to $5 million. The guarantee that the SBA gives to the lending institution, 75% guarantee for loans greater than $150,000. And there's an 85% guarantee for loans of $150,000 or less. Maximum SBA guarantee exposure to one borrower, including affiliates, is $3,750,000. The eligibility for this program restricted to manufacturing business under the NACE codes 31 to 33. There's the first two digits of that one. I kind of show you that list already. Borrowers must demonstrate a working capital needs directly tied to manufacturing operations. So remember, these funds need to be used for a specific purpose for your business. Use of proceeds strictly for working capital, not eligible for refinancing non-working capital, change of ownership, or financing passive activities. And that's it for me. Thank you so much for having me. And I'll send it back to our host, Ms. Lisette, if there's any questions.
Thank you, Cesar. So let's see if anybody from our guests have any questions here from our participants. So let's see. I don't see your questions popping up here. Let's see here. I also wanted to point out. Okay, let's see. You had a little water break there. I do see a question here pop up. So let me put that up here. And the question is, I have a manufacturing company, but make too much revenue. Do I still qualify for the Mark loan?
Great question. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Great question. So the size standards to qualify for small business is 1 year. The size standard is revenue, right? And then the second one is employees. So for this Mark program, for this Mark Manufacturing's line of credit program, it is based on employee numbers. So does not matter how much revenue you are making, as long as you meet the size standards of employees. If you're within that criteria, you can qualify for this Mark loan. So thank you for that question. Yes.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. And just out of curiosity, so since these are all small businesses or small business manufacturers, once they qualify for the Mark loan, can they also then apply for any of the federal contracts?
Yes. So of course, yeah. So the one criteria is always, as long as you are current and paying and you're not defaulting on any type of federal loan, you can always qualify for federal contracts. They do check on that. So as long as you're current with everything, with any other SBA, and another thing, you can qualify for other SBA loans. You just can't use the Mark loan. We have our 7A, our micro loans, our 504 loans. Today we wanted to talk about manufacturing, how we helping our manufacturing industry. But yes, of course, they are open to all the SBA product and resources that we have along with this one. This is just an extra tool to align with the other tools, the other programs that we have, and they can leverage all of them together. They can have a 504 to buy some property. They can use this as a revolving credit line to grow and pay some expenses. Sometimes things happen, something breaks down. They don't have the cash, so they can access this line of credit to pay down some debt, and then they can repay it as they go by. So it's a great product. Great question. Yes, they absolutely can get all government contractors and all the other SBA loan programs that we have. Just make sure that you are keeping current with everything. Because if you start defaulting, or if you default, then that's where it comes up on the SBA radar, and then you do not no longer qualify.
Okay, so then you're not limited as to how many loans you can apply for.
You're not limited at all. Not at all.
Okay, that's good, because I know you guys have some great products out there. So because I'm looking at the list and I'm like, there's a lot here that, small business can take advantage of. So I just want to make sure that they all know that it's available to them. Yes, I'm looking at the great numbers here on one of these fact sheets. And just so you guys know, the average small manufacturer generates 5.4 million in annual revenue. I mean, that's a lot. So, and they comprise 96.6% of all exporters in the U.S., and manufacturers are the largest share of exporters. I mean, that's huge. These are small businesses. You would think it would be the bigger companies that are doing this, but no, it's a small business. That's amazing. It's amazing numbers.
Yeah, it keeps people employed. They're helping our local economies everywhere in all corners of our state, our country. We have a big country, so all corners are covered, and that's why this product can help them. Because as they grow, the economy grows, right? We all do better, right? It's all, everybody. So, yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Lisa. Yeah, it's a wonderful stat.
Yeah, no, these are great. If there aren't any other questions, I do want to point out that we also have some resources here at the library in case you wanted to look up not just the NACES codes, which is what Cesar pointed out to, of course, naces.org, to find out more about the which ones for manufacturing are available. But we also have some other resources here at the library if you wanted to find out in maybe some competitors, or if you are a company who wanted to work with some manufacturers, but you wanted to find a list. We do have some databases where you can find these manufacturers. So if you wanted to look that up, please just reach out to us and we can help you out with those resources. We also work with one of our publishers, I wanted to say, that used to do a print called ThomasNet. And they have this amazing website called thomasnet.com. And they have an amazing site as to manufacturers, suppliers, amazing resource as to connecting you with some amazing companies. It's free. And you can also create a profile for your own company if you would like to put your company in there as well. And so again, just, contact us, ask us about the resources that we have, and you can, find yourself if you want to. So if there aren't any more questions, I don't see that we have. Oh yeah, there is one. Let me just pop it up just real quickly before we say our final goodbyes. And it looks like the question is, what is the max loan limit on a Mark's loan?
Okay, yeah, great question. Yeah, people always want to know that one. It's how about access to capital. So, maximum loan amount is $5 million.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah, but some people, they're like, and I think they're pushing in. From what I hear, that this is just something that I see in the news from Congress, but they're looking at maybe extending products at the SBA up to $10 million. So so right now it's 5, and keep in tune with our SBA. You can visit our website at sba.gov, www.sba.gov. I highly encourage you to go check it out for any updates, because things are fluid. They change with Congress. So keep an eye out for that. Follow us on sba.gov for any news. Sign up to our newsletter so you can get firsthand information from us, not from any other site. Trusted site is the sba.gov.
Yes, always go to the government sites, please. So with that being said, I don't think that we have any other questions. So this one was a pretty short program. So thank you, Cesar. So straight to the point as to the information that we have from the SBA. So if you have any questions, please reach out to Cesar or to go to the SBA's .gov website or reach out to us here at the library. And then just, reach out to for any information that you might want to look into further. We are always here for you guys. And thank you again, Cesar, for bringing to us, apologies, for bringing to us his amazing resources on manufacturing, which seems to be on the forefront for the this year's agenda as to small business and trying to bring back manufacturing into the U.S., especially for small businesses who seem to have been impacted, especially in the last few years. So hopefully this is a big help for them, and it'll be helpful hopefully
Thank,
moving forward.
thank you for
Yes,
inviting me again, Lisette. Thank you for the Los Angeles Public Library for hosting. They're great partners with the SBA, so I really appreciate your partnership. Thank you so much for giving me this platform to bring this information to our small businesses.
yes, thank you. Thank you so much again, everyone, for participating with us here today. And as a last little note, for those of you who couldn't make it or would like to see the program, it is being recorded. And once I end the stream, it will be up on the library's YouTube channel. So thank you again for participating and have a great afternoon. All right. See
Thank you,
ya.
everyone.
Bye.